My name is Stirling. I'm a sophomore transfer from Emory University in Atlanta, and I'm studying neuroscience in the BBB program with a minor in environmental science. I live in Gregory. It's one of the two transfer living situations this year. It's pretty nice. There are a few things that I don't like about it, like that it doesn't have air conditioning, but I do get my own room, and it's in a nice place right by the high rises. So overall, it was a good choice. Well, I'm the secretary for the Student Sustainability Organization, which basically oversees all of the environmental groups on campus and allocates funding from the funding body of the school, and also organizes events for all of these groups to come together. As secretary, I just do weekly newsletters and send out meeting minutes. In addition to that, I'm member relations manager for the Outdoors Club, so I just make sure that people in the Outdoors Club are getting involved and leading student trips, which is the entirety of what the Outdoors Club is. It's just student-led trips anywhere they want to, provided they can get people to go with them. In addition to that, I am training right now to be a camp counselor for Camp Kesem. Camp Kesem U Penn chapter is a camp for kids whose lives have been affected by a parent having cancer. It's completely student funded and student run. In addition to that, I play on the club lacrosse team. I am also vice president of social engagement for TSO, so I basically keep everyone involved. We throw the parties and everything, try and keep everyone engaged and having fun with each other. And finally, I am a brother and alumni chair of Alpha Iota Gamma. It's Penn's pre-health fraternity. So I definitely want to take some time off right after college, whether to travel or do research, maybe get a master's. I'm really unsure about it yet, but eventually I do want to apply to medical school. So I am pre-med, which isn't really a major, it's more of a track. So anyone of any major can be pre-med. There are just a certain amount of classes that you need to take. So Penn sets me up for this in a pretty big way. One, through my fraternity. It's a really great opportunity to meet other pre-meds and get a lot of connections that I wouldn't otherwise have. But in addition to that, Penn supplies pre-med advising as well as major advising. And I've gone to both of these plenty of times to help me figure out what classes I should take, when and if I can go abroad, when and if I can have a minor. And they've really helped me kind of get my schedule on track, especially coming in as a second year. One thing that made me pick Penn is how involved the students are and how involved I would be able to be. At Penn, I can have a lot wider breadth of study, I can have a minor, I can go abroad, and in addition to that, I can also get involved with a lot of things around campus, which it was really hard for me to do last year. Moreover, Penn is really, really entwined with Philadelphia. It helps me get out into the city and connects me with the city. My transition was actually a lot better than I could have anticipated. Coming into Penn, I was really nervous about it. I was worried about academics most urgently, but in the back of my head, I was also worried about fitting in and finding my group of friends. Penn does a great job. The professors, and when you come in, your transfer advisor helps you get adjusted to Penn academically. And then socially, TSO has really done a lot for me. They have a lot of organization, or a lot of parties and get-togethers, and just ways to make the transfer community bond at the beginning of the year, especially during new student orientation. And after that, they do a really good job of keeping transfers connected. They assign you a mentor who's always there for you and can answer any questions you might have. And through that network, I've really been able to adjust to Penn academically and socially. The most difficult, honestly, was probably getting adjusted socially and finding my rhythm. The academics, there are academics everywhere, and everywhere you go, you're going to need to work hard. What was harder for me is finding my rhythm in the sense of balancing my academics and my socials and giving myself a presence in both on campus. So one big tip that I have that I know a lot of people have voiced to me as something that they think is very valuable is just tip to get involved as much as you can. Coming into a new school, especially as a sophomore, not as a freshman or as a junior, it's really hard to kind of fit in and really work yourself into the community. And the way that I've found myself combating that is just trying to get involved with as much as I can on campus, especially when I first came in. Just trying to get into all these clubs and do all these activities. It really helped me to form a network of people that has, without even knowing, helped me adjust to Penn socially and even academically. Something I definitely wish I had known about Penn is just kind of how seriously everything is taken. And when I say that, I mean kind of how competitive things are here. It is a really competitive school, but if you know that beforehand, I don't think it's something that'll hinder you. In fact, if anything, it'll help you grow. Going into clubs and rushing a fraternity and trying to get as involved as I can, competition is really kind of pervasive. I would say even more so in the social club scene than in the academic scene. So clubs, you have to work to get into them. It's not something, or like some clubs aren't that way, but a lot of clubs you need to work to get into. And I wish I'd known that beforehand, just to better prepare myself for getting involved and just being exposed to that sort of competition.
Question: if YES spells yes, then EYES spells
Yes.